Today, Prodigy has released two brand new storm pets into the game, so in today's video, I'll be testing them both out to see how they play out in PvP. So without further ado, let's jump on in. So our first pet today is going to be Hootbeak. Now, Hootbeak is not a max evolution, it's actually the second evolution of Browl. So it'll go from Browl to Hootbeak to Akrami, which is the third evolution. And our second pet today is actually also going to be a second evolution. Prodigy recently has been adding a lot of second evolutions to these existing two evolution lines. So before it was just Browl straight to Akrami, but now they've added Hootbeak to sort of bridge that gap. So looking at the spells here, I see immediately that all of Hootbeak spells have a spell effect, which is a new update that Prodigy's been releasing, and I'm gonna make a separate video hopefully in the future on just how everything about the spell update works. But right off the bat, we've got a random, which is Owlhoot, Weakening Talons 2, which is very interesting. I don't know why there's a 2 here. Powered Moxie 2 and Thunder Rumble. So Owlhoot has a power of 4730, aim of 1050, and a recharge of none. Don't really like a dice attack, so I'm probably not going to use this, but this effect has power up, which means it boosts your power stat for 2 turns, meaning that I'm going to do more damage for 2 turns. Weakening Talons 2 gives power down, which lowers your enemy's power stat for 2 turns. So essentially your enemy will basically do less damage to your team. And then again for 2 rounds, which is probably, I guess now why it's Weakening Talons 2. That's maybe because Weakening Talons is the spell without the spell effect, and then Weakening Talons 2 is the spell with the spell effect. Powered Moxie 2 gives Power Up Team, which I guess is essentially the same as Owlhoot, just for your entire team for 2 turns. And finally, Thunder Rumble gives Shock, which deals small storm damage for 1 turn. So I guess this is like once you cast Storm Rumble, you'll be able, it'll like put like an effect on it, and next round it'll do even more damage as the round goes on, which is interesting. I'm honestly excited to see how these spell effects work in battle, because having 4 is definitely going to be interesting. But without further ado, let's head into Duel Stadium and test out Hootbeak. First battle of the day, we're up against Woodland Nadia. Looks like a bot here, but that's okay. I'm gonna use Barbarian as sort of a buffer pet, just to give my team 3 members. It's just so the battle's a little bit more interesting. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay. Hootbeak has a lot of speed, or a lot of order. That's very interesting. What do I even go for here? I actually want to save Weakening Talons because I want to see how much damage we actually prevent from that power damage down, I guess. Let's see what Rhymehoof's going to do here. A fumble. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's just do some chip damage, I think is best. We could definitely take out Applepot, but that's all right. Battle's looking really good for us. That miss was just... You don't want to miss in a Prodigy battle. That is not something that is very fun that you would want to do. Okay, another fumble. Very interesting. I guess let's just go with Smash. We haven't taken any damage yet, so so much for not being able to see how much damage we're gonna do, but that's all right. All right, we finally got a question right, luckily. Let's see what Applepot is gonna do here. Okay, physical. That was actually that was a lot. That was a lot, actually. Okay, I think now's the time that we go for Weakening Talons. I want to see the damage that we prevent. Ooh, boy. We haven't seen the wizard attack yet, which is a little concerning because now we don't see how much damage we will actually prevent from this spell, which I guess is okay, but let's see if this is even significant at all. I don't see much of a difference, and I think it has to sort of be a side-by-side comparison. Oh! I feel like, geez, Galaxy Merge, goodness. An AoE doing 800 damage on 1 member of the team is actually crazy, but yeah. We didn't really see much of anything with the spell effects, but My only gripe with Hootbeak is that he doesn't really have a reliable spell. I guess you can count that that physical AoE multiple, but I wouldn't really count it. Plus, he has 2 dice attacks and then a healing spell, so I'd say that's like a waste of like 2 or 3 spells. So I would rather put the dice attacks for like anything else. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't really use Hootbeak in my opinion. I think just evolve it to Akrami, but Akrami isn't even that good anyway. Alrighty, now our second pet is going to be Storm Chirps. Now, Storm Chirps, like I said before, is a second evolution. It's the second evolution for Stormlet to Storm Chirps to Storm Beaks. So it's that middle ground again, going from 1 bird to 2 birds to 3 birds. Honestly, I kind of understand why Prodigy did this. This is like the most like understandable evolution so far that they've added. I feel like before going from 1 bird to 3 birds was kind of weird in a sense, so I do like the better progression that they've put with this. Now, going into the spells, this is a complete opposite from Hootbeak, not a single spell effect in sight. Now, Multi-Spark, decent power, no recharge, which is very interesting. We can use this every round, which means this is sort of our reliable spell, which in my opinion isn't great, but it's better than what we had with Hootbeak. Spark Storm is, I think, a little bit more power than... Okay, it's the same power, which is interesting, because now this is an AoE, so now I'm thinking this does have a recharge of 1, so Spark Storm, in my opinion, seems like the better spell just because they have the same amount of power. So you would do the same amount of power from Multi-Spark with 3 members of the team, which is nice, but I don't know. Spark Storm is, again, also kind of I mean, it's okay. Life Jolt is, I've used this healing spell before. I'm pretty sure it has a recharge of 2, yes. And honestly, not super reliable. If I'm going to have a healing spell, I'd rather have it have a recharge of none, just so it's ready at any time in any round. And finally, Lightning Strike is a dice attack. I don't really want to look at this. I'm probably not going to use this for the battle. Again, dice attacks, don't really like them. Moving over to the stats here, I didn't check it with Hootbeak, but I'm going to check it here. Health is around 1400, power is 700, dodge is 850, defense is 704. From the looks of it, yeah, a lot of order, 118. 118 is a lot, actually. 118 is a lot. Storm Chirps, from the looks of it, is also going to go first. Very interesting. And what's even more interesting is Storm Chirps is a versatile type, and versatile pets are good at everything a little bit, which you couldn't tell from these stats, to be honest. Order of 118, I would think this is more of a dodger, in my opinion. Alrighty, but I guess let's just head on to Duel Stadium and test out Storm Chirps. Alrighty, here we go. We're up against Flame Dancer Siddharth. I guess let's just see how this goes. Sleipnir and Angler. Okay, this is gonna be very interesting. Okay. We're not really countering anybody, which is fine. I guess let's just go with Spark Storm and do some chip damage. Okay, that was actually pretty decent. Okay. I do want to test out pretty much all of his spells if Storm Chirps does not die. That's the only thing here, but I do want to test out at least all of the spells just to see how he plays out in a PvP setting. Alrighty, let's see what the wizard does here. Okay, it's a pretty much even AoE right back at me, so I think I'm just gonna go for Angler here. Good, that was really good. That was really, really good. Sleipnir is gonna go next. I do know he has like a 5-hit, but that's not gonna be here at least round 1, but that's not great. That's not great. Let's go with Sleipnir. Wow, we destroyed his team really early on. That's why you need a lot of high power, like you need a lot of high health pets and not just high speed, because they're gonna get out really, really quickly. Okay, I think let's try and use Life Jolt. I want to see how much this healing spell actually does. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. Yeah, it's not terrible. I would have wished for a little bit more there, but it is around a quarter of your health getting, it is 22.5%. I don't know if that's actually like a quarter of your health gets healed, but I'm not too sure. Oh, come on. Okay, it didn't matter anyway, so it seems like Stormbeaks is gonna get out here. Kinda wish we could have tested out the rest of the spells, but, the regular multiple that Stormbeaks has, is the same power as the AoE multiple, so, that spell should do around the same as Sparkstorm. Okay, let's see what the wizard is going to do here. Nothing too crazy. We should win this, to be honest. It wasn't really that difficult. I just wish we could have tested out Storm Chirps. That's the only my only gripe here. This should take out the wizard. Perfect. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the battle. So overall, I think Stormbeaks, in my opinion, overall, is better than Hootbeak. I just think, in the grand scheme of things, when you really want to simplify it and get it down to just as simple as possible, it's two randoms versus one random. Stormbeaks has one random, Hootbeak has two randoms, and I would be more comfortable with Storm Chirps just because it has a multiple and an AoE multiple, whereas Hootbeak just has an AoE multiple, so it's not super good. I don't know, in my opinion, Stormbeak's miles better than Hootbeak. I actually, in my opinion, wouldn't recommend you using Hootbeak, but Hootbeak does have a lot of speed as well as Storm Chirps, so if you guys want to evolve them to their respective third evolutions, Akrami or Stormbeaks, then definitely something to look for if you want a lot of order. But if you guys enjoyed this video, go down below and hit the subscribe button and comment down below any other pets that you would like me to try or any other ideas you'd like me to do. If you guys want to see me testing out Game Island for the very first time, click on this video popping up on screen right now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.